So here we go. Brendan Charity does make it up onto the Crown Range climb first and settles himself. Look at that chain ring go down. Pring, there's the cattle stop, and he's down into the small chain ring and searching for a gear that he's comfortable with. Meanwhile, back in the bunch, here's the under-23 leader, and that's Josh Atkins will hit it first behind him.
Yeah, those PowerNet boys have got Josh to the base of this climb, in a really good position. He's hit it straight away, and he's put a lot of guys under pressure right from the get-go.
Is that Scott Little behind him?
Yeah, Scott's trying to get up there, and, if they can get together and they'll, look at reeling Brendan in, they're going to have they're actually reeling the break in now. There's Brett Tivers.
Tivers is captured, and so it's Josh Atkins making an appearance at the front of the group, rider for the PowerNet team, and Brendan Sharrett, he's still rolling on in the small chain ring, and he's in one of the little sprockets at the back, one of the big sprockets at the back, and it's a whole different gear set to what he's been using up until now. Well,
you look at Brendan there, he's labouring, and I'm sure we're going to go back to Josh. Here we are now, and you can just see his cadence. He's spinning that gear nicely. He's a little rider, doesn't weigh a lot, and he's able to keep that high cadence and get up those climbs very quickly.
And look at the gap he's opened up already as we go back to Carl Moore vision, and he's going past Joe Chapman, the King of the Mountains leader. So Carl is on the climb and across the cattle trap, but there's quite a few bike riders between him and the leader Brendan Sharrett on the climb.
Well, Josh, he's made for these climbs. He recently won Le Race, which is a very, very tough climbing race in the Christchurch. It goes from Christchurch to Akaroa, and he did it in style, in the rain and solo. So, he's got some good legs, and he showed us on Bluff Hill the other day that he's in good form, and he's come here to really do some damage.
So if we look down, there's a group of riders below us, and then up in front of them is this fella, Josh Atkins, that Jared was just telling you about, won the race, and a New Zealand junior representative, junior world champs rep.
Yeah, he actually was, a couple of years ago, toying around with the track, and, he's a fantastic wee track rider and, good pursuiter, good points race rider, and he made the decision he's going to go over to the road, and I think really that's where his future lies.
Sensible decision from an obsessed road riding fanatic. So Josh Atkins, he's up, and he is on the wheel of Brendan Sharrett. So this is the front of the bike race, and I don't think Sharrett's going to have too much luck in hanging onto his wheel. Looks the wrong way. Whoop, there he is. So fling across to it, and he'll hang on to it for as long as he can. The Crown Range climb zigzags its way to the top. There's the next part of the climb as we go through another U-turn, another hairpin bend, and Josh Atkins is now starting to open up the gap as he leads the PowerNet Tour towards the summit. Brendan Sharrett doing a great job in hanging on to his wheel for as long as he possibly can. And there's the 2K to go climb, the sign.
It's as close as a European climb as you're going to get, John, with these switchbacks, and in Italy they call them twinates. And it's one of those things, you can't build the road straight up the hill, so you have to have it zigzagging up there. And Josh he's out of the seat now. He's just keeping his legs ticking over, and he's taking time out of the guys behind him.
Well, this is impressive. I am really, really impressed. The way, the energy he's putting into this climb, the way he's almost sprinting up this climb, that's world class, Jared.
Well, the boys give him a bit of stick, and I mentioned a couple of nights ago about Shane Archibald's hairdo. Well, Josh is a bit of a Justin Bieber fan, and just as we see that pan back, it's Paddy Bevan again, the sprinter.
Well, Paddy Bevan leading the second group on the road, and he's got on his wheel, I think that might be Andy Bite, the Slovenian rider. In fact, it is Andy Bite, the Slovenian rider, on his wheel. Also in there, Jeremy Yates, and George Bennett's there as well, as we go back to Josh Atkins, who leads this fifth stage of the PowerNet Tour up to the finish at Crown Range. And the way he's riding, you'd be brave to bet against him not winning it.
Well, a bit of history about Josh, and obviously we've mentioned he's in the Trek Livestrong team overseas during the year, and he actually got in that by doing some physiological testing and sending the results over, and I think they were that impressed. They said, yeah, well, you better come and race for us.
George Bennett now on the charge, another one that's based overseas.
Well, George was with the Livestrong Trek team this year as well, and he actually got an apprenticeship role with Radio Shack, their senior team, which Sam Bewley and Jesse Sargent ride on. And
that's the team that Hayden Ralston's going to as well. There's going to be a lot of Kiwis there.
Exactly, yes.
So Josh Atkins on the charge, rider number 55. The jersey he's wearing signifies that he is the leader in the under-23 competition on the PowerNet Tour. Rides for the PowerNet team here. And look at that gear, look at the cadence. It is very, very impressive. That speed uphill. You've got to come down and watch the stage, folks, and just see how fast they go up this climb. Look at it. It's an incredible climb. It zigzags up the hill here above Arrowtown, and it is a great sporting spectacle. Here's the second group. Brendan Sharrett now with his arm warmers rolled up and on his wheel very quickly. Now we've got George Bennett and the Kia Motors team, and he goes flying past. So Brendan Sharrett being picked off by riders now as he fights bravely to the finish. Great effort by Brendan. He's put in a great ride today, the sole survivor of the break, and now being swallowed up by the peloton. And here is a sign that says, being blown over by the wind, 1 kilometre to go. So just 1K for Josh Atkins between him and victory.
Well, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, but on a climb like this with the switchbacks, you can look up and see who you're chasing, and likewise Josh can look down and see who's coming after him. But, even though George Bennett's gone after him, I think it looks, Josh is looking very, very good, composed, and it looks like he's putting time into them.
Well, George Bennett there and Andy Bank, we talked about. Also, now the second wheel there, I'm pretty sure that's Jeremy Yates, and also there Paddy Bevan.
Yeah, Paddy is really surprising us, and we haven't heard too much of him this year. And but by word, he's gone good in the last few days, and he's putting the jandle into it.
Well, Paddy Bevan going great. Jeremy Yates just behind him. Jeremy won this climb 5 times, or this stage 5 times, and he won't be wanting to relinquish that crown. So he is setting sail, and he's using Paddy Bevan as a pacer to get up this hill. But meanwhile, with about 500 metres to go, there he is, our stage leader, Josh Atkins.
Well, I think now that he's established the break, John, he's looking actually really fresh, and looks like he's out in a training ride.
3 riders behind him, Yates, Bennett and Bevan. And there's another rider behind them, that's Andy Bate, the rider from Slovenia riding for the Southland Times team. Now here's Jeremy Yates. We saw him have misfortune last year when he collided with a Commissier's motorbike and crashed, got back on and still won the stage. He's not got any problems like that this year. He's got Paddy Bevan behind him, George Bennett on his wheel. So a handy little group. Isn't it great, to see all these young fellas coming through in the sport? And the unfortunate, and I mean that sincerely, unfortunate withdrawal of Hayden Ralston has given these guys a chance to shine.
Yeah, unfortunately with Hayden out, given the way he romped up Bluff Hill the other day, this would have been a really interesting battle. But, hey, Josh Atkins is a worthy winner here today. So there's the finish up in the top of our picture, and this is the last corner coming up. Josh Atkins, the young fella, he's in an under-23 rider. He's wearing that under-23 jersey. He rides for the PowerNet team. He's got one more corner to negotiate. And by the looks of the gaps and the way he was before the start of the stage, he could very well be in yellow by tonight. So up to the line, the final straight, and here he comes, the winner of Stage 5 of the PowerNet Tour of Southland. It's going to be for the PowerNet team, Josh Atkins.
Put himself into the yellow jersey, Josh Atkins.
It's good finally get a stage win for PowerNet. I've been sponsoring a team for a few years now, and that's all we wanted, so I got that and I got the yellow. I didn't really come into the tour with too many goals. It was a last minute kind of decision, and for a while I was regretting coming down, but I thought I got lucky last year with the weather, so but no, I'm really enjoying it, and it's great to get yellow.
Josh, is your team strong enough to help you keep this jersey for 2 more days?
Well, you saw today they were on the front all day, so them and Pure Black as well. So I think they'll definitely be up for it, and it'll be good training for those guys for their track through the new year and next year. And well, yeah, definitely.
And what's your time trialling like?
Well, I've won numerous national titles, so I think I'll go all right.
So here are the results brought to you by Hunter Furniture. Josh Atkins' team get him to the front at the bottom of the hill, and he does them proud, beating everybody else up that hill by 29 seconds. Patrick Bevins in second place there, Jeremy Yates third, George Bennett, Kia Motors in fourth place, and Andy Bite, the Slovenian, in fifth. So what does it all mean? Josh Atkins takes the yellow jersey and holds it by a margin of 1 minute and 9 seconds over George Bennett and Patrick Bevan, the climbers. Then strongman Chris Masick and Jeremy Yates, they're a minute and a half back. So Joe Chapman holds on to his Hydrolink Jesco King of the Mountains jersey. Gordon McCauley cements his place in that Harcourt Sprint Ace jersey with that breakaway today. And the Cooperative Bank Under-23 and our yellow jersey is worn by the same man, Josh Atkins.
Right, I guess we've got the question everyone's been asking today. What happened to Rolly?
Well, during the night, last night, he had very severe pains around his kidneys and lower back and that. And we called the doctor this morning. We thought he'd sorted it out. And the doctor confirmed that he had kidney stones. So we decided that Hayden would start the stage, and it was up to his discretion on how he felt and all that, on whether he continued or not. And he came back to the van and he said he's in such severe pain, and I says, well, his health is more important to him than winning the tour.
Well, that's